so much on my mind. I did not think when I started this organization that it was going to be like this. I thought I was going to be all gung-ho and all like... Sometimes I felt like it's the only thing that's actually keeping me alive, you know, like the hope that I'm going to be able to create something magical and positive for the future for my son. And that I was going to be the one to take on the task to make a change in the world, save the children from harm. Now I feel like people don't really need me, you know. It's crazy, it's crazy, it's the craziest thing. It's like, what drove me to this was a very real reality, you know, like a real one. I didn't make any of this up. That's crazy. To get to this, like even just like bringing myself to a comfortable seating, it's a lot of work. Oh my God. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I don't even want to say things out loud. You know what's crazy is my dad has always tried to help me manage my emotions. My mom and my dad, you know, they think I'm like always sad. And the truth is that like I do show that. That's a fair analysis, you know. I do always look sad. I'm sad a lot. I do cry a lot. I do feel a lot. And I do exaggerate. I do. I'm a very exaggerating type of person. Maybe I am exaggerating. Maybe people don't need help. Maybe I should learn how to just let people walk their paths, right? I feel so confused about life. In 2020, I completely lost my mind. Like, I completely lost my mind. I received my son's diagnosis in 2018. And by 2020, after I had fought the district, after I saw the injustices in the school settings, after coming to an insane realization that my son was never going to get better, I lost my mind. I lost it. I felt defeated. By that time in my life, I wasn't even. I felt like I was at the bottom of the food chain, just in life. I felt like God was punishing me. Like, this is what I deserve. Just constant pain. My brother-in-law, I was like, man, you can't just keep going like this. Like, and he recommended psilocybin, magic mushrooms. I was like, what is this gonna do? It's not gonna take the pain away. It's not gonna heal my son. I didn't think there was anything that could break pain like that. But there is. And he was right. And it was that. He took me to a house in Wrightwood, surrounded by pine trees and mountains. It was $1 million home he was selling. And he gave me a super, super high dose for me. Because I've never done anything like that. Like, and I'm on like low tolerant to even like medicine. Like, at that point in my life, I had never done acid, ecstasy, like, you know, the mushrooms. Like, I had never done that. And people, they used to do that. I had friends that used to do that. To put it to you like this, like, I'm so sorry to say this, but I used to smoke weed, and I never really felt like 100%, you know. Something just felt. I drank a lot. Drinking was my coping mechanism. I hate to say that. I hate it. I drank for 23 years. But that stuff, like, I never was gonna do that. Never. Nothing would have ever made me do mushrooms. But the pain of my son was unbearable. The pain of life was unbearable. I just pray to God, like, just take my family. Just take us. Like, God, I can't anymore. Like, why? Why did you make this a thing? Why did you give this to humans, this thing? Why are you so cruel? Like, I had your back, God. I had your back. My parents raised me Catholic. And I had God's back. An unjust God didn't exist. An unfair God didn't exist. But to me, that's that's all I was able to see. When I just couldn't deal with it anymore. When I couldn't carry the pain. And my brother-in-law saw that. My sister saw that. And they tried. They tried, but you can't. I understand that you can't take the pain from someone. My cuñado took me to that house. First he prepped me. He was like, I'll give you 2 weeks. You gotta mentally prepare for this. Like, you have to want it. I think by that point he had already been telling me all of 2019. That was 2018. I don't know how he hung in there that long. He took me to the house, and I took the dose, and I experienced ego death at its finest. I made a recording of that day just because I won't bore you guys with that today. The story takes about over an hour to tell about what happened to me. I know people say it completely changed my life. You know, the people just say that it transformed everything in me. It took all the pain, and it explained exactly why. It showed me moments where I knew I had sensed and felt something, and it reassured me that those senses, there's something. They really are there. They shift to my perspective. When the pain is gone, you're able to see in HD, you know, you're able to really truly connect to a higher power, you know. There's a lot more than that. I'm giving you guys just like the tiny, just because, you know, the point of this video is not that. I'll probably maybe make another video about that. You know, not a lot of people, there are some who kind of advised me against speaking out, that I did that, like, if it's not a good look for the organization. But I don't know how to, like, not be myself, you know. I don't know how to be untruthful. Like, I'm just gonna say who I am, what I am, and what I've been through, because that's what's leading me to this organization, you know what I mean? Like, if I have to play a role, a different role, something like, and I'm supposed to just keep up with like fakeness, I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that, you know. And if I don't succeed the way I am right now, well, then I tried, you know what I mean? And I kind of feel like that's where I'm at right now. Like, wait a minute, like, does this mean, like, what is it, you know? Is it, what is it? Anyways, maybe by the end of this Algala, I'll be able to find out what it really is. You know, sometimes when you just let it out, when you start word vomiting, you yourself can start to kind of process and psychoanalyze things, or not even just, you just say it out loud, you speak it into existence, and it almost does feel like there's like an angel that intervenes and kind of starts helping you to just kind of figure it out. But the feeling of being stuck, like, that's where I'm at right now. I feel so stuck. after that mushroom journey, I felt like I was walking on water. Like, I couldn't believe that there was something out there that just loved me that much. Something here too, on earth. Like, my cuñado, my sister, my family. I was able to see past the trauma, family, we go through stuff, and I understand it now. I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. I'm sorry. I thought to myself, man, I tried all that year. I tried. I came back and I was like, I have information for you guys, to my entire family. Like, listen here. You guys need to know this. Otherwise, man, you just do not want to hit that thing before ego death. Like, you really, that pain, like, let me help you guys. And it was a mistake. You can't. It's really hard. It's really hard to, like, it's actually not, it's not hard. I can't give advice and expect someone to just be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it works like that. I think people have to go through their own path to feel it for themselves. And I think through pain, people learn, like, when someone's like an egotistic freaking, I don't like the word egotistic. I don't like the word narcissism. I just use them because I think we're all kind of an understanding of what that means. When somebody just like is in their daily life like with ego, I can't tell that person hardly like anything. That person, that ego is like a shield, and I can't bring down that shield like against their will, just because I kind of sort of know that they're either harming someone else, or that they're gonna hit, something bad. But for a long period of my life, I thought I could kind of tell someone what's up, and I cannot. I came to that realization, like, okay, everyone needs to just kind of walk their own path. And if they ask for help, like if they seek advice, like, hey, I heard that you know, you took a a big dose of psilocybin. Like, can you kind of tell me what that's like? Then yeah, then I'll speak. I'll speak. So I was very okay after 2020 and 2021. A year later, but I don't want to talk about that. Like, not right now. Maybe in another video. Maybe. The point of this video, I think, was I had to go through a lot of like after the psilocybin journey, I had to go through a lot of like, oh my god, I need to explain to people like how to not get to, like, I need to help people with pain. I have to help people with pain. No, wait, I'm so sorry. Let me take that back. I'm right there now because my pain started to come back. Those journeys are not that beauty doesn't last forever. For me, I needed to, it gave me at least a good 3 years of figuring a whole lot of expanding my consciousness and figuring another side of me out that I think I lost as a child through trauma, But the pain's coming back. And so I'm okay with it now. I still know what I learned. I still have those neural pathways. I still have those memories. I still am in a very deep understanding, but I'm still trapped in this human body, and this human body, so long as I'm on this earth here in my time right now, I it seems like there's a lot of things that bring me back to the pain. For example, my son, he's we still are going through stuff with the district, so that brings me pain. Although I'm in a better understanding of why this why my life is the way it is with my son, I can't always just walk with that beauty. I being in this human vehicle that has strong feelings, I think stronger than the average person, I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I feel if my son struggles, I feel it. I feel it. We're like E.T., like Elliot and E.T. Like, if he turns ashy, dying gray, I'm like dying even harder. And then there's, you know, what I see with my own eyes, or what I hear with my own ears. People's pain. And then it's like, what happens? I'm like, okay, I need to do something. I'll do it calm. Like, I swear, parents, I'll do this calm. I won't let it kill me, because they're very aware that pain can drive me to, like, really dark, like, darkness. Obviously, so much that, my cuñado had to take me to dose me with magic mushrooms, which I'm grateful for more than anything you could possibly ever imagine. So I'm here now again, right? And I think, no, I'll just start an organization, and I'll just like I'll just have people's backs when they need it, but like in a powerful, strong way. Like, I want to raise the vibrations. I want everyone to have an understanding of what I've learned about autism, about special needs. But man, I am going up against, like, humans that can feel strongly 1 minute, and then what happens? What happens, like, the next? Like, where was all that pain? Were you just unleashing it onto me, and then that's it? You're like A-okay now? Like, what is that? And then I'm left, having to do all this work, and I don't have to do it. But that thing that drove me, like, then it just disappears, and then I'm just like, I just keep going and going and going. And this organization, like, it's so much work. It's so much work. I did not think it was going to be this much work, and it takes a lot of money. And then I have to, like, ask people for donations, and when I get denied, like, God, does that feel ugly? Like, man, I'm not asking you for me. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even asking you for much. But, like, if it was just that, maybe, if it was just like that, just like out of nowhere, I just want to start this organization. Like, I just want to do this adventurous thing in life. But no, it's like deep pain of dark realization that brought me to this. So now let me tell you guys, like, I'm just gonna say it, you know what I mean? Because I think it's a little bit unfair for me to have to, like, hold stuff in now. You know what I mean? Like, I think, first off, I don't even have a big audience. So it's not like if I'm just putting somebody on blast. I don't want to do that. But I think everyone is entitled to just like desahogarse, just to like let it out. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna let it out. Maybe if I hear myself out loud, maybe I'll come to my own conclusion, or maybe somebody will like tell me like it's okay. Somebody I know dearly is under the spectrum, and he has extremely, 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 very real, very harsh, very big bipolar emotions. When he feels like he's been betrayed, he will take it completely to the heart. Completely to the heart. And Mom and I have been trying our best to manage that for years. And the things that we've done for this friend, I won't even I won't even ask for a thank you or for recognition. It's fine. If I knew that as of right now me mandó a la chinflada and that's it, but he's gonna really be okay, that's okay. Like, because of his bipolar emotions, let's say he's like, you know what, person, I don't care that you did all this stuff for me. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that. You you did one tiny little thing and I cannot possibly forgive you for that. Like, goodbye. 17 years later, goodbye. It's You mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? I would be very okay with that, so long as he's happy, because he's under the spectrum, and I understand. I understand that you don't really understand that I did not do anything harmful to you, that I've never had malice intentions towards you. As a matter of fact, I've I've given you quite a lot of my energy. I've given you quite a lot of years of, you know, a good, healthy place to go when you didn't really have a good, healthy place to go. I was your only friend when you had not a friend in the world. But it's okay. I would be okay. I would be okay. Because my mom and my dad taught me that no matter what, as long as the person's happy, just that's supposed to be the ending result, right? Like, not my own bitterness. I'm not gonna be like, how dare you, you little ingrate. I'm not gonna be like that. Not to a person under the spectrum. I'm in very. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, so sorry, in case I edit that part out, I just got a phone call. I would not be upset. I would just say that's okay. I've said that before, actually, right? Like, whenever he's like, you know what, forget you, person, peace out. Like, I'm mad at you. I I did not like XYZ. Bye. I'm not seeing you for a few whatever. Like, I get treated like that by this person. I don't, we've never tackled that. We've never been like, hey, you need to know that you treat me like this. Like, but I thought to myself, lately I had been thinking, you know what, I think I need to get there. Like, I think I need to get to explaining to this person that he has that, you know, that he has that thing where like people just suddenly are like, oh my god, he's mad, and we're just like walking on eggshells, and we're like, okay, it's okay, let's just forgive him, you know, he's under the spectrum, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So I wouldn't, you know, but this person lost his father in 2020 during COVID. His mother just got diagnosed with the same exact thing, and she doesn't have much to live. This is his only other living family member. So we were set. Mom knows I was going to be the one. I was the only one she would be able to go peacefully, knowing that I'm the only one that can understand these bipolar feelings, all his needs. And a boyfriend comes along. New to our situation. A boyfriend living off my friend comes along. And suddenly begins to enable his feelings. Like, oh wow, she did that? Oh yeah, people like that, stay away from them. I wouldn't mind that either if my friend was going to just live another 20 years. I would say, hey friend, it's okay. You know, some people do that. They they get a partner who's able to so I would not mind that. You know, like, okay, now this new boyfriend's coming along and playing nice with this person under the spectrum with absolutely no education to what autism is, with no, from what I hear from mom, he's not been a very present father himself to his children. Something that I would not say this child should stay with when mom goes, but he's playing hero pretty well and demeaning me pretty well, well enough to well enough to go along with, you know, everything that what everything this child is telling him that we do to him. So what do I do? His social worker and I became really good friends, and she, you know, in the beginning it went like this quickly. In the beginning, thank you so much, like I cannot, you know, thank you enough for being a person who's going to care for this child when, you know, mom goes, hey, let's talk about a conservatorship. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Anything it takes. If you think it's a good idea. I don't really know much about it, but I did speak to an attorney. The attorney states, shout out to Miss Amy. Miss Amy, you are awesome. Thank you so much for the information. She informed me that if, because I call him a child, but he's an adult. If he is able to be in his everyday life out in the streets, like if he doesn't need somebody to be constantly taking care of him, we can do a limited conservatorship where we just take over his finances Like we make the decisions for his finances. I told her, you know what, Miss Amy, I don't care about his finances. Like, I feel in my heart like if he were to get a job and he's living with us, like, I would just let him have all his money. Like, just do what you want with it. Mom kind of tried pushing me for a conservatorship because she was very well aware that he's very kind at times. When he's not very not kind, he's the sweetest, kindest. So if a friend were to give him a sob story of, oh my god, like, I'm hungry nonstop, 24/7, I'm just like so hungry. Don't worry, friend. Don't worry. You're hungry? I am a very good friend. I have money. I will buy you food. What do you want? Oh, well, I want McDonald's. Okay, great. Don't worry, friend. I'll get you McDonald's. I have $10. I actually want a McDonald's for myself, and it's only $10 that I have. But I'm not that kind of friend. I will make you happy and buy you. Oh, you only have $10, friend? Well, that'll get me a supersized. I don't know if they do supersized anymore. But a supersized, number Big Mac meal. That costs $9.99. Well, good. As long as you're happy. And we're talking about other kids with jobs. So that was one of the things we talked about, where mom was like, can you do the conservatorship? And I thought, oh, like, dang, if it was me, I'd probably just give him that 10 for that freeloader friend and then another 10, for him. Or I'll be like, mijo, if ever, just, even though, he hides things from us. But, so, okay, so, sorry. So now, this boyfriend is the new favorite person, the new hero, because, I'm not going to say because. In my heart, I think you don't spend enough time with him to not be the hero. You only spend the time with him when he's letting out his frustrations of others, and then you enable that. And then you go the extra step and have the audacity to, for the second time, come and try to educate me on how I should be with this person. Like, the first time I was caught off guard completely. They came to my house, and I thought they had come to my house so we can just talk things out. I did not know that they came to my house because this guy was appalled by my behavior towards this bipolar child under the spectrum. And when he began to start crossing lines of like insulting me, I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, he would, I know you're great, but I think you just need to learn how to be more of a, love him like a family member. If my family finds out about this, like, this guy stands no chance. My family would be like beyond appalled. There's nobody on this earth that has treated this child with more love, patience, care, and understanding than me. And you can ask mom that this includes both mom and dad. So for this new boyfriend who's living off mom for free in that house, who tried to get his son to live in there in that crammed little house, where, what room do you think his son was going to get? There's only one room in that house that belongs to this little boy under the spectrum. Whose room do you think his son was gonna get, or at least had to share. Thank God. Thank God. Mom, right now that she's completely dying, was well enough to say no. Thank God. But she's not okay. She's not okay at all. At all. The last couple of conversations that we've had were to prepare for her death. We talked about cremating her. Because we can't afford anything else. Can you believe that? It's like, hey, boyfriend, who's new to this, are you dying as much as I am? You've not known this person as long as I have. Are you dying? Do you care? This is my friend. Sorry. So, we just had a last conversation with the boyfriend where he called me again to try to put me on check for, you know what, I'm so sorry, my dog is howling and I feel terrible. I'm just gonna let my dog in really quickly because I don't want her to be sad. Hey girl. Oh my baby. Hold on, I'm making a video. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I tried to not make any more crying videos, but it's so hard. Yeah, the last conversation we had, he was like, what you need to do is you need to treat him like a family member and not like if he was a client of yours. I was like, hey man, like, let's talk for reals. Like, I needed to calm my heart down, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try to get past this person's ignorance. I'll forgive you, right? I'll forgive you for these pendejadas that you're saying if you can help. I was like, can you kind of try to come to a real realization? Like, this boy has like extreme bipolar feelings. You don't think instead of enabling his feelings, you can help us to bring him to that realization, like, and like, he just had no answer. Well, I don't know, but when somebody treats you a certain way, I just tell him, like, maybe you just gotta stay away from them. And I'm like, okay, tell me what he's saying that we're doing, and oh, well, at your job, like, he says that now they're treating him like a client versus like a worker, and he takes that job serious. The job I got him at my job as a volunteer, because he goes off task. I think his on task record for anything is about 5 to 10 minutes, and then he immediately goes off task. And then when you try to redirect him back on task, he escapes. And then if you kind of a little bit more like, hey, you need to, stay on this task, like, it's a job, right? Like, we need to prepare you for in case ever you do get yourself, a job. And no, there's a lot of eloping. So to him, it's like, and he said, like, oh man, your job sucks. So I thought, okay, I'm not speaking to somebody who really wants to help. And like I keep saying, my friend wasn't about to die. I would just be like, man, that's very unfortunate, but hey, our doors are always going to be open for this kid, and I'll kind of lightly cry about it. But the reality is, my friend is about to go. His only other living parent. At the end of that conversation with the boyfriend, and we got extremely heated, he was like, you know what, like, because I never like raised my voice. I was like, hey, I don't treat him like a client, but I do treat him like he's under the spectrum. I have to. We cannot ignore the fact that he's under the spectrum. We actually should tackle it before mom goes. Like, we should have like a sit down. Oh yeah, I would love to have a sit down with you and his social worker. Kind of like saying, like, oh yeah, I'm about to let you guys have it. So it didn't end well. Nos mandamos a volar, and cada quien. So he was like, you know what, like, he might need to just take some time from you guys, like, because I tell him, like, those who don't treat you well, take some time away from them. Okay, but time is something I don't feel like we have. But so I talked to his social worker, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do the conservatorship, only because it only has to do with finances, right? I don't care about finances. When I spoke to the attorney, she was like, it only has to do with finances. So, but one of the things that the attorney did tell me was, if there's no conservatorship, and he's out in the streets, and something happens that prompts a police officer to have to, arrive to the scene, and the police officer notices that he's a person with special needs, and then so he'll take him to wherever he's gonna be living, right? Or if, let's say, he goes and investigates, let's say he's living with the boyfriend, hopefully everything goes good, and but if the officer, because I told her, just paint me worst case. She said, worst case scenario, if he's an adult, because he is an adult, if he's an adult, and so there's nobody with the conservatorship, he's a free walking adult like everybody else, but he's under the spectrum, he has special needs, and a police officer thinks, like, this person should not be alone, like, let's say this thing that happened, or he just feels in his heart, like, no, this does not seem right, social services will take him, have him evaluated, and then they could probably tell a judge, hey judge, this adult needs special care, they could turn them into a ward of the state. So that was my fear. My fear was I cannot process the thought. I can't process the thought of him being a ward of the state. I can't process him being in the system. Having such a good home here with us, you know. But now boyfriend is in and he thinks the world of him. He thinks he's like this God sent thing. And to me, I think he thinks that because lately I had been pushing a little bit more for him to get a job. Like, hey, mijo, let's get you a job. Like, I know you could do it. I would talk to managers and be like, please just give him like the minimum hours you can, and I will come and I will train him myself and I will watch him so long as it takes, you know. But of course, liability, right? Like, you can't just like let anyone. But be like, I'll be a shopper, and if it takes me the 2 hours that he's there. So so part of this organization, in my head, I thought I'm gonna I'm gonna build something on my own, and I'm gonna create my own jobs. Like, I want to open up a thrift store, and I know he'll do so great. Like, I would have made him like a corner, like a music corner, because he loves music, and like, he can speak music. So, like, I already knew what to build for my son, a packaging company, where, because he loves packages. Of course, he wants them all for himself, but he likes to just wrap stuff too. And then just anyone else going through a crisis like this. Like, sometimes I think, man, it doesn't get more real than that story. You know what I mean? Like, but now what? This new heroic, God sent boyfriend of mom that wants to obtain that very potent stimulation. That yes, I am indeed the only one here for you, is very much pushing me away. He deteriorated my mental health for about like 2 months. Like, I was not okay. Like, I was going through bitter feelings. Like, man, you just came in and like, you just took him from me. Like, and mom, I've not heard a word from her. But at this point, I think she's just too sick to even function. After the first time, when they came the first time, that I thought we were gonna be all like, I thought, dang, if while he was over there in the corner just like wolfing his mouth out, I'll just edit that part out. Like, sitting there just like, and then tell her, I'm right here with you. Tell her all the mean things she did. Tell her all the mean things she's done to you. I was like, wait, you're telling me that he told you I've been treating him like garbage for the last 17 years? That's what he told you? Like, mijo, tell me. Say it. This is a good time to say it. Yes, let's say it. What is it? Well, I don't know. You know what I'm like? Okay, well, stop with the I don't knows. Just give me any scenario. Any will do. Trust me, sir. It sounds like you guys have about 17 years worth of damage. Start saying one. Well, we don't feel that it's right that you didn't let him get on the party limo and that quinceañera you guys had. Um, Mijo, first off, you didn't make it to the court because that was my niece's quinceañera. Had it been, you know, my daughter's, like, but yeah, people bombard you with wanting to be part of your quinceañera court, and your friends Phil and, like, but not you or your other little cousin didn't make it, and it was a bunch of, like, kids. Like, by that time you were older. Like, I just thought to myself, you know what, I'll rent you a party bus next time, just us, and we'll go. I didn't even want him to be in there with all the little desmadroso kids, like, but they didn't. It was a safety issue. The bus driver was like, I cannot go if everyone doesn't have an accounted for seatbelt. Like, I will, if something happens, our company. And it was actually two of them. It wasn't even just one, it was two. Like, but okay, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did that. I'm so sorry that I didn't have enough money to rent a bigger one. You're right. We were on, like, the tightest budget. Our budget for that entire quince was like $3,000. It's like we wouldn't have had a quince if it wasn't for us pulling money out of wherever we could. And I just wanted to do that for my niece. And now I'm sitting here after so much struggle. I have my own special needs son. I have 4 children. This person, they only have one, that one. You know what I mean? Like, I've been caring for his special needs his whole life. And that, like, con eso me vienen? Oh, well, I told them, if somebody does you wrong like that, like, you just gotta stay away from them. Okay, sir, that would work out if his only living parent wasn't about to die. Okay, sir? That would work dandy. If you want to pull him away from us, and if I knew that he was just going to go to mom's house and mom just can't control her boyfriend, ni modo, así me tocó, pa que se me quite, ni modo. But that's not the reality that we're in right now, okay? The reality that we're in right now is that what are you going to do when she dies? What are you going to do for him? Do you guys think he's going to care if this child becomes ward of the state? Once that happens, that's it. That's it. So yeah, that's pretty much how I'm working through even doing this organization. And I'm hitting some dark corners. Sorry. Maybe I should do another psilocybin journey. I don't know. It's been 5 years. people in his surroundings. I won't say a lot, but there are some who think that he comes with a big fat check. That's the dark reality. I don't know. I don't know what I said. I never know what I say. But yeah. I'll just send this video.